And hello, happy and beautiful and blessed moon day, evening. I'm about to mosey on out of here, but before I do, let's see what the vibe is, let's see what's going on. Ten of Swords in reverse, the Five of Cups, and then the World. Naturally, what's coming straight to my mind is the worst is behind you. The Ten of Swords, when that's in reverse, that, like, one of the main things it can just represent is quite like literally beginning to see a light at the end of the tunnel. And I was thinking this to myself today that, like, and it's no shade, it's just a thought of mine that, like, naturally sometimes with these tarot readings and whatnot, sometimes the titles and everything of this nature, like, for instance, I was thinking to myself that, like, I'm tired of, like, it's so annoying, like, seeing things that, like, everything changes today, or, like, very elaborate, very off the top, whatever people say, titles. And it gets very annoying because it kind of feels like, I will say, like, with this Ten of Swords, right, it's kind of just like that feeling of being fed false hope and whatnot here. And but in the face of, like, how annoying it is to hear things sometimes, like, it's in, like, for instance, like right now, saying that the worst is behind you, it's easier to hear something rather than to actually, like, believe it and everything, you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking to myself that, like, it like, in full honesty and everything of this nature, sometimes it gets kind of exhausting or just straight up boring knowing something in the anticipation of just being ready to see it. You know what I mean? But it is so very important that to not let your inner knowing, your truth, whatever it may be reliant upon what's happening externally. That's just one thing to keep in mind. You must not, and I'm talking to myself too, you really must not let what's, like, happening externally, whatever, dictate, like, how you feel. You know what I mean? Just because you're not seeing the tangible things, perhaps, of what you're wanting currently and want to hear, it doesn't mean that it's not coming or it's going to get here, whatever it may be. No. And with the Ten of Swords, that focuses, on backstabbing, betrayal. It's just like a very just heavy energy, like, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like rock bottom. It's just kind of just like, I don't want to do this shit no more, right? And then naturally that brings in that energy with this Five of Cups of just despair. It's a very sense of just, like, despair, and perhaps just, like, after experiencing many experiences, periods, whatever it may be, that kind of brought up this feeling. It's sometimes hard to see the light or whatever it may be, but like, truthfully, like, in the face of it all, you still have to have faith, and you still have to have hope. And especially, like, in a world quite literally that benefits from us, feeding into the energies and emotions that are heavy. You know what I mean? And I'm not even here to, like, label anything as good or bad or whatever, but let's be real here. Like, there are just certain emotions and energies, whatever it may be, that are just, it's just heavy. You know what I mean? But when you're burdened, you cannot soar in the ways that you were meant to. This King of Pentacles on a bird and whatnot here. But yeah, this feels like a message of, like, hope, to be honest with you, and especially with the World, which speaks on completion. Okay, so yeah, like, that's really what I feel to say right here, is to, perhaps things aren't looking the way that you are wanting them to look or be, or whatever it may be and whatnot here, right? But don't get so caught up in that, right? Don't get so caught up in the idea that you're still there. Whatever this heavy energy is, you have it in reverse, right? You're not there anymore. The King of Pentacles, you know, it's just like a very stable energy. And you know, sometimes the things that you're wanting, the things that you're creating, whatever it is, right? The things that we're wanting sometimes, you know, sometimes require patience. Sometimes good things do take time, and I'm not saying that good things are always going to have to take time, because I'm a firm believer that things can happen overnight, 100%, right? But you know, but yeah, like, I mean, because like naturally, like since I am doing tarot naturally, I see tarot on my page here and there and whatnot. Here my YouTube has just shifted into just like a whole like different thing and whatnot, but it's interesting, I like it. But I've just, truthfully, like I've just kind of just stopped engaging with the readings or whatever and whatnot here. Not in a sense that I'm grateful for them, shall I say, right? Because even on the days when I was just like, you know what I mean, like it's still helpful, even though how exaggerated it feels sometimes. Sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you need it. Sometimes you just need to hear it. You know what I mean? Because it really all truly does help. But this is not like a shade, or absolutely not. It's not what I'm here to do. No. The Knight of Wands in reverse. Why? The Eight of Swords in reverse. And the Seven of Wands in reverse. What came into my mind is just kind of like breaking free from something, or whatever it may be. And it may take some time to realize. I mean, maybe not, I don't know, but it, you know, sometimes it takes time to. Well, the thing that what I'm always saying in my things that I always say is, you know, every day seems the same until it isn't. You know what I mean? Yeah, breaking free from something with that Eight of Swords in reverse as well too. That's freeing yourself from some kind of prison. You know? Ten of Wands. Yeah, there's just really, that's just been coming out a lot lately, is just a lot of releasing, a lot of surrendering. Look, and then we have the Hanged Man there in reverse. It's kind of just like seeing the Hanged Man in reverse. It's kind of just like, even in the process of whatever, perhaps the perspective shift is what needs to like happen, because the Hanged Man also like speaks on that perspective. So yeah. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, High Priestess in reverse, and the Nine of Cups in reverse, and the Two of Cups in reverse. I feel like as well too, stepping out of a period of not knowing how to show for yourself, of knowing now how to show up and take care of yourself and to trust yourself. I see the Star here sticking out. We have the Six of Wands, the Hierophant, the Two of Wands. It all feels really good. The Nine of Pentacles, you know, just trust. Perhaps work on shifting that perspective, but do trust that whatever is behind you, right? If you allow it to, you know what I mean? You know? Yeah.